Um, in case you missed it, or if you need a recap, I'm going to show you on this video how to use the spreadsheet I gave you to select random samples and how to convert them into graphs and summary statistics. So hopefully this will help you. Here's my example right here. According to a study conducted by American College Testing in June of 2023, approximately 20% of high school students use generative artificial intelligence, AI, software when writing papers for English and social studies classes. I wanted to see if this statistic applied to the current student body here at Piedmont and Millennium. I have a few friends who have used AI to help them with their writing, so I think the ACT statistic is probably pretty close to the proportion here at Piedmont and Millennium. So I'm about to draw some samples, mindful of the fact that 20% is kind of my null hypothesis. And so given that, I have to make sure and pick samples that are large enough, that we say are sufficient to do the inferences. And using the whole NP and N1 minus P rule that we learned this semester, I realized that my one sample for all students, I've got to have at least 50 students in that sample. And then when it comes time to split them up, I decided I'm going to compare the upper class to the underclass, that I'm probably going to need about 25 of each. And since the upper class here at Piedmont Millennium is a little bigger than the underclass, I'm going to sample 30 upper class and 25 underclass. And those should be sufficient samples. So let's get into how you do it. So first of all, where you go, in the red folder, I've put here the link for the sample selection tool. And so you'll click on that. And right now it looks kind of weird. So what you have to do is you have to type in your name. So I'll type in my name. And then this next part is very important, is you have to kind of look and see which variable is the one that pertains to you and your study. Now mine was about AI, and so I want use of AI papers. So I want to type in a number 9. And so what this will do is it will randomly go through the database and it will randomly pick 50 students. It will tell me what grade they're in, their gender, and also how much they use AI. Like the first student doesn't use it at all. My second student here uses it for some papers. You see a lot of students, for me anyway, they don't use it at all. And so scanning through, you get this sample of 50 outcomes. And there are some here that are blanks, and we'll talk about what to do with that momentarily. So once you get that together, this is going to be your one big sample. So my suggestion then is to take this stuff and highlight it all, titles and all the way down. And then we're going to take that, we're going to copy that. So let's see, we're edit, copy, or you can Control C if you'd like to use keyboard shortcuts. So Control C. Now I'm going to paste that somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a new file, a new spreadsheet. And I'm going to call this spreadsheet, let's see, samples for AI project. You can really give it any name you want, and it'll save this into your hard drive. And so then I'm going to just make a little note here and say, okay, this is all students. It's kind of my one sample here. And then I'll just, now normally you would just paste Control V, but here you got to be very careful because there are lots of formulas that are lying underneath my spreadsheet. So go into Paste Special and pick values only. You don't want it to be putting in any extra formulas. It'll look weird if you just did a regular paste. So paste values only. And this should give you the data that you got off the other spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean up the format a little bit. I'm going to center, justify everything, and maybe spread this out a little bit, just so I can kind of see everything, fairly clearly. If you want to change the colors on here, you can. For now, I'll just kind of bold these things in so they stand out a little bit. Maybe open that up a bit just so I don't, just so it just seems like everything looks a little more organized. So here's my one big sample. So I've got this sample. Hopefully it's 50 students. And so now what do we do with this? Now that we've put it on here, we can manipulate it. Well, one thing is I got to make sure that I don't have any repeat of students. So first step is you want to go through and you want to sort all this by the student number. So I'm going to highlight everything. And then I'm going to sort the range. And I'm going to go ahead and sort by column A in order. So what this will do is it'll allow me to kind of go through and see if I have any repeats here. So 23, 27, 30. So right now I see no repeats of numbers. Let's see what happens here. So far I've seen no repeats. And just take your time as you go through these, making sure you don't repeat a student, because you don't want a student counting twice on here. You want to get, unique, different students each time. 390. Okay, so now I had a repeat here. So at 398, so I'm just going to go ahead and you can either delete the individual cells, or in this case, I'm just going to delete the row. So edit, delete. I'm just going to take out row 39. And so 402, 404. Okay, so I see no more repeats of students. So then I also want to make sure that every student has answered the question that I asked them. Well, this student right here did not give me an answer, so I'm going to take that student out as well. They didn't respond to that question for whatever reason. So let me go through and delete that row as well. Okay, so now I probably don't have 50 students anymore. In this case, if I'm looking at it, I've got 50, take away 2. I only have 48 students in my sample. And remember, I know that I need to get 50 in my sample. So, what do I do? Well, I go back to my original spreadsheet that generates samples for me, and I realize, okay, I'm going to need 2 more students. So what I'm going to do is just maybe type in a different name, just so it'll kind of randomize everything. And so it creates a new list. And so I'm going to go ahead and just maybe copy a few of these folks here. Let's just maybe take, I'll take all these people here, copy, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste it into my project document. Again, I want to be careful there. I want to do kind of a paste special with the values only. Okay, now I want to see if any of these students are kind of a repeat with my original group here. So I'm just going to go take everything and sort it again. And it takes a little while to do this. This is kind of a big part of the work, is just making sure your samples are in order. It'd be a shame to go ahead and start writing your paper based upon bad samples. So let's see, sort the range by column A. Okay, and we'll go through and again look for any kind of repeat on here. And again, if you're getting bored with this, feel free to, fast forward the video. Okay, I'm just looking through to make sure I don't have any repeats of students in here. 402, 405. Okay, so it looks like I've got no repeats. Okay, and then I need 50 students, so I'm just going to stay with 50. So right now, so if I cut this off at 52, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these. You could keep them in if you want to. No harm in having a few more in the sample. I just got to make sure and stay under 10% of the school population, which I am. Okay, so now I've got a sample of 50 students. The main thing is they've all provided an answer here. If there's missing some grade or gender information, that's not super important. The main thing is they've given me a response to the question. So there's my one sample group. And now I need to get my two samples. And remember I said I was going to get 30 upper class and 25 underclass. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll go back to the data. Now for upper class, I have got to go to the tabs here on the bottom, and I want to pick the upper class sample. And again, start by typing in your name. And then the number, let's see, AI is number 9. Okay, and so this will give me a list of 40 students. And so I could, if I want, highlight the first 30, but I'm kind of worried about repeats. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all 40, and I'll cut them if need be when I get to my other page. So let me go ahead and highlight everything here, copy. So then I'll go to my document here. I'm going to put, I'll title this upper just to remind myself where I got this sample from. And then I'll do that paste special values only. Okay, and then let's clean it up a little bit so you can kind of read it a bit better. Okay, and then we want to let's bold those. And then let's sort these in order so we can see if there's any repeat of students. Okay, so data, sort the range by column F, I think is correct. Okay, so everything is now in order. So I can go through and say, okay, again, looking for any repeats, and then I'll take those out that are repeats. So far, I don't see any. I'm sorry if I end up missing one, but I think you get the idea. Hopefully get the idea of how this all works. Okay. So I've got all that. Okay, so everything looks pretty good. And again, I only wanted, 30 students here. And I remember I want to kind of stay in proportion to what's really going on at the school. So let's see. So if I want 30, so I need to cut this off after 32. So I'll take all these and I'll just kind of delete the values out of there. What if I just hit delete, if that'll work? Oh, yeah, hit the delete button on the key. Okay, so there we go. So there's my upper class sample of 30 students. And then I want one final one, which is my underclass sample. So I'll go back to and then I'll look for the tab that says underclass. And once again, type in the name. Type in the number that pertains to your study. So for me, 9. And so, okay, again, I get a list of 40. I know that I only want 25, so I'll cut that down when I get to my other sheet. So we'll copy those, and then we'll go to our project sheet. Let me type in under, and then we'll paste. Oh, paste special. I almost did the paste. I don't want to do that. Paste special, paste the values only. And then let's kind of format it a little better so that it's easier to read. Okay, let's take everything and sort it out. Just so we can kind of check for any repeats. So let's see, we want to sort the range by column I. Okay, and so here I do see I've got some repeats. Okay, so this student needs to go. Okay, I'll keep 14, 35, 30, 50. So far, no repeats. Everything looking pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, it looks like I'm going to be fine through. Oh, there's another 183. Oh, and another 183. Okay, both of them are out. Okay, 183. Oh, a couple of 214s. So getting some repeats here at the end. I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going to toss a bunch of these anyway. I only need 25 for for this particular one. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So let me just kind of resort it again just to get rid of these gaps. Sort the range by column. Whoops, don't want to do that. Let's get out of there. Yeah, you don't want to sort with a single column. It's going to mess up everything in terms of the numbers. So, okay, so let's sort. Try that again. Sort the range by column I. Okay, and then again, I figured I wanted about 25. So if I get down to about 27 on here and cut it, I should be good. So let me delete all these. Okay, and so that should give me 25 underclass and 30 upper class. So things seem to be like in proportion to how they are here at the school. And so this is how you kind of create the samples. You got your sample for all students, and for me it was 50. For my upper class group, I got a random sample of 30 students, and for my underclass, I got a sample of 25. On the next video, I'll show you how to take this information and use the applet to create graphs of this. Thank you for watching.